The way I think is by making collections and then making assemblages from these collections often. So I'm always negotiating in my shows this idea of matter and objects and thinking and how you think with objects. But a lot of my works, frequently the works, propose a move from humble materials or a sort of hands-on form of making to something which is wondrous or fantastical or fictional. And I'm much more interested in making an environment or an experience to walk into, of which Bill and Bill's image is really one part, next to the model houses, the objects, the architecture of the building, and the lighting, the kind of orchestration of lighting. So all these, for me, become material to move around and to push up against each other. Within the whole process for me, it's been a enjoyment and a questioning of what happens with scaling up and scaling down. What happens when things are small and things are big. I'm drawn to detail, but at the same time, there's this epic overview from level 5. So all the time I've been thinking about this kind of micro and macro. There's a complexity in how that size and scale is used and how within the work, but within the space. With every exhibition I do or every installation, it's to do with a visit to the site, to the space. In a way, I didn't want to fill the space with material and objects. I wanted to find a way of smoothing and having a conversation between the objects I place in the space and the architecture and this huge industrial level 4 space. I wanted the whole space to become the artwork. I'm trying to make level 4 at one point really evident and materially there as a space to show the lighting, to show the architecture, to reveal that to some extent, but at the same time try and fictionalise it. By fixing an image onto a model of architecture, it performs the architecture as body and the body as architecture. So this feeling of being internal and external, outside and inside, I'm always returning to, because I think it's a human condition of being embodied, being an object within other objects, but also being able to leave and see yourself. It's an eccentric position. So I want the work to somehow describe the world I inhabit, this contemporary world, through my eyes. So Murray's been part of the world for a long time and part of my world, along with architecture, along with numerous objects. The title, Story of Distance, Size and Sincerity, or the subtitle, he seems to be the best person, image, object to be in that narrative or to perform that narrative. He's there as an approach, he's there as an attitude for me. If I'm always dealing in exteriors and facades, I'm dealing in surfaces all the time in the work, then this was an attempt to be able to do the inside. Bill was there as a motivator and a guru to help me do the inside, to present an internal world. Bill Murray becomes a dynamo, a way of approaching making art. He gives me support and content and ways of thinking. I have been testing out ways of using image, ways of creating image, like a poetic image. A poetic image is imperfect. A poetic image has got the possibilities. I'm looking for the possibilities of something being emotional, something being emotive, something being slippery, something being associative. I want these things to be associative. I want these things to reference many things. And the idea of the pictorial, I was thinking about it as you walk into the space. There is an image of the show which quickly breaks down into objects, into spatial dimensions. I think that the whole show is always sifting around and trying to reveal things via exaggeration. It's an approach for revelation, I'm hoping. That's the repetition of Bill, that's the scale of the houses, that's the use of the space. I'm trying to hunt certain things down.